Welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to take a closer look at Nvidia. The stock definitely has had some recent updates that I think investors should know, some that are directly impactful and some that I think can kind of tell us where the AI space is going. So we're going to take a closer look in today's episode. So let's get started.
I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video, and check out fool.com/Jose for the 10 best stocks to buy now. With that link, you get a promotional offer for the subscription service. Now, let's continue with today's episode.
Now, the first topic I want to take a closer look at here for Nvidia is TSMC. So for those that are not familiar with TSMC, this is Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing. This is the company that manufactures pretty much most of the chips around the world. They manufacture all of Nvidia's data center chips from the H100, the H200, the B100, the B200, the H20, the L40, and the list goes on and on and on. So Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing is a company that reports monthly revenue, and they just reported their July numbers. July numbers, if we can see, these are in Taiwanese dollars, were up 44% year over year and 23% month over month. The most important thing to know is this month was actually a record revenue for them with 256 billion new Taiwanese dollar of revenue. The last time they had, and their last record was in October of 2023 at 243 billion. So a big change here, and obviously this could be seen as a very bullish sentiment to the AI space. It means TSMC is getting plenty of more orders, and if they're getting plenty of more orders, it's safe to assume that Nvidia is making more orders and getting more chips. The reason is safe to assume that, not necessarily 100% guaranteed, but we can see from their most recent revenue, the high performance computing, HPC, made up 52% of total revenue. Here's where you have AI chips for data center, AI chips for CPUs, for tablets and other products within that market. So HPC has a lot of processors, a lot of CPUs and GPUs, and that's the biggest portion of this company's total revenue. If their overall revenue is up on a nice amount year over year, month over month, it's safe to assume that AI chips is definitely seeing a growth. In forms of numbers, maybe some might not want to know in Taiwanese dollar, this month was roughly $7.9 billion in United States dollars of revenue. So very interesting for TSMC. And we can see on Friday, TSMC was stock was up roughly 1.5%. Year to date, TSMC is doing nice, up 64%. We also know from TSMC's most recent earnings that AI-driven demand continues to be strong. As a strong structural AI-related demand continues, we continue to invest to support our customer growth. And this was TSMC during their most recent earnings, where they believe AI is a huge growth opportunity. Now, information like this, where I have headwinds, executive summaries, growth opportunities, key products, and more, can be found on my ebook, and you can find that at moresemiinvesting.com. I have two ebooks, the handbook, which is kind of like an encyclopedia of public companies, and then the earnings insight. The great thing is both are living documents, and I do update them when I either add a new company or new earnings. Right now, this earnings book already has multiple companies, and I will be adding more this Monday and Tuesday. The great thing is if you purchase now, you will get the updated versions as I release them. More important, if you order both books now, you get $20 off automatically at checkout. So make sure to check that out at moresemiinvesting.com. Now, taking a closer look at earnings, I wanted to look at the earnings calendar for this week. And I want to say there's some interesting earnings that are going to happen this week in the semiconductor space, like Applied Materials. We also, I think that's the only real big one in the semiconductor space. So for AI companies, I don't believe any real earnings that are expected to come out this week can give us any insight for Nvidia or the AI space. So it's going to be a pretty quiet earnings for semiconductor minus Applied Materials, and maybe some small micro caps that I might be covering on the ebook. Now, there is another update that I want to talk about that came out on August 8th, and this is with Microsoft and Palantir. So Palantir and Microsoft partner to deliver enhanced analytics and AI services to classified networks for critical national security operations. So the reason I'm bringing this up, and I am going to be doing a Palantir episode in the upcoming days, I'm already collecting this information, and here's one of the slides from the presentation. And one of the major things that Palantir talks about AI is right now there is kind of a bottleneck in the AI space where right now companies, it's easy to create prototypes of AI solutions. The real problem is creating an actual product. So they mentioned it's so easy to create an AI prototype, but to be able to create that prototype into an actual solution is about 10 to 100 times harder than traditional software transitioning to product. So we can see that creating an AI solution is very, very difficult. And this is kind of like the sentiment that we're hearing a lot. Hey, when are we going to see some pretty cool products come out from the AI space? And Palantir is trying to help with that by creating solutions where you can use various large language models and create an actual solution. So with this partnership with Palantir and Microsoft, I believe is going to be a great headway for the AI space, as both these companies are going to be helping in things like national security, which is very important, showcase the power of AI and bringing those large language models to create an actual product. The reason I do this is, for those that are not familiar, I am an electrical engineer, and prior to my content creation, I used to work for a national defense and for a national security company contractor. And from what I've seen in first-person experience is that the government and national security are the first to really move with technology. And they are the ones that really get to see this technology in action and get to evolve it. So kind of seeing this transition right now, it gets me excited that, hey, look, within the upcoming months, within the upcoming years, we can see some huge advancements in AI software, in AI solutions coming from these large language models. And why that gets me excited is because that's going to give more of a reason to continue to invest in NVIDIA's AI chips, in NVIDIA's AI software solution, in NVIDIA's infrastructure solution, right? So I'm very excited because Microsoft is a big player in this space, obviously one of the biggest companies in the world, and Palantir is a huge monster in national security operations. So these two teaming up, in my opinion, bodes well for the AI market, especially since they're going to help companies transition from that prototype to an actual product. Now, I don't believe I have too much more to cover. The only other thing I want to cover is I always hear about CoreWeave, and NVIDIA has invested in CoreWeave, which is a clouding company that's evolving and growing market share and becoming bigger and bigger. To kind of showcase more of how CoreWeave has become more of a stronger company, there is this report that CoreWeave hires executives from Google, from Oracle, from AWS to expand data center ambitions. So this is another huge customer of NVIDIA, and if they are expanding at fast levels, if they're getting great talent, it means they're probably going to get more customer, more demand, and it means that they're probably going to buy more AI chips. The other thing is NVIDIA is invested in them, so NVIDIA's value can also grow bigger and bigger. So just wanted to showcase this because I know a lot of people, when they hear CoreWeave, they think it's a stain to NVIDIA's name, but I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think it's a huge investment that NVIDIA has made and can really pay out with all the investments they're making in AI companies. So that's what I have here for NVIDIA and the AI space. Let me know what are your thoughts, and I'm going to drop that Palantir episode either tomorrow or later today. So take care, have a good day, and see you all next time.